So let's have a look at the Inov-8 F-Lite 195s. Having actually weighed these are a size 10.5. These actually weigh in at about 220 grams, so it's the size 6, 7 or 8 I guess that weighs actually 195. But it's a bigger shoe, so it's going to weigh some more. That's okay. Now these look like a reasonably normal trainer. Just move that one out of the way. So what you can see is that they've got a slightly curving up toe, they've got a little bit of cushioning underneath, and there is a slight differential between the forefoot and the rear of the foot. That differential, according to Inov-8, is about 3 millimeters, but you can clearly see the difference between the two there. There's 3 millimeters cushioning at the front and then 6 mils of cushioning at the back. And even though there is that cushioning there, one thing that is very, very good about these shoes is just how flexible they are. With absolutely minimal force, I can curl this toe all the way up. In fact, I can curl the whole shoe and curl it into a nice tight ball with almost no effort whatsoever. So we know that this shoe is going to be incredibly flexible and very, very lacking in support, which is exactly what we want for minimalist running. There's a bit more around the heel because it's a little bit thicker through there. And similarly, if we were to squeeze the forefoot, this actually squeezes very, very easily and flexes exactly the way that your foot would want it to, even though it is a slightly different shape than your foot. As you can see, if you were to look at the base of this here, that the base of the shoe is a slightly different shape than the sandals that I've cut out. So if we look at the sandal there, and then we look at the shoe, they are ever so slightly different, pointing more with the shoe towards the toe and a little bit narrower at this toe end compared to these sandals, which extend a little bit further out to the side, because these are cut exactly to the shape of my foot. So there is a slight difference there, and indeed a couple of times since I've been wearing these I have had a little bit of rubbing down the outside of these shoes, but it's only minimal, and as my feet have got used to them, it's no problems whatsoever. And that only happens if I don't use any socks with them. If I do use socks with them, then there's no problems whatsoever. Now, it's very difficult to see in the video, but the Huarache sandals are really quite flexible, but they're actually not quite as flexible as the Inov-8s. The Inov-8s do flex and bend that little bit more easily, especially where they put the lines on the sole and the tread that it's designed to flex around. Okay. What we can also see, if we have a look on the inside, is very, very thin seams, very flat seams, and it's difficult to get it across on the video, but this is a very, very smooth inside. You can see that I've taken the insole out, and indeed having taken the insole out takes a little bit of weight out of it. The fabric around the sides is very, very thin, very flexible, very lightweight, though that's not really a problem. Having worn these in the middle of winter, doing some fell running in them, my feet didn't really get cold, they didn't really suffer in them at all, and I think that's just that your feet don't really get bothered by cold temperatures that much. So in conclusion, these are actually very, very comfortable running shoes, very, very nice to do either pose running or chi running in. They do force you somewhat to land on the forefoot as opposed to allowing you to do heel landing. You can just about get away with heel landing on this, but it isn't comfortable. They're not very nice to do that in. They are, however, very, very comfortable to do the forefoot landing in, because then the Achilles and the calf complex is doing its job and absorbing all the impact from the force and letting you spring back out of it. So it's very, very good for learning how to do the pose running or the chi running technique. So in the next video, I'll have a look at the Merrell trail gloves and click your way over to that.